The story of the king and his three questions. There was once a king who was troubled with three essential questions. He believed that if he knew the answers, he would always be successful in everything he undertook. The three questions were: one, what is the best time to do each thing? Two, who are the most important people to work with? Three, what is the most important thing to do? The king sought answers far and wide. He invited many wise men to his court, promising rewards for anyone who could answer these questions, but their responses only left him more confused. Some advised him to make careful plans about the future, while others told him to focus on the present moment. They also disagreed on who the most important people were. Some said warriors, others said priests, and still others said counselors. The answers to what was most important to do varied widely too. Dissatisfied with the contradictory answers, the king decided to visit a hermit who was known for his wisdom. This hermit lived deep in the mountains, and only ordinary people could reach him because he refused to see royalty or anyone with power or wealth. So, the king dressed in simple clothes and went to see the hermit, leaving his guards and entourage behind. When the king found the hermit, the man was digging in the ground in front of his hut. The king approached and asked his three questions. The hermit didn't respond, but kept digging. The king waited patiently for a response, but eventually offered to help the hermit with his digging, as the old man seemed tired. The hermit accepted the king's offer, and they worked together for hours, but the hermit still didn't answer. As evening approached, the king grew impatient and repeated his questions. At that moment, a wounded man emerged from the forest, bleeding from a terrible wound in his stomach. The king immediately rushed to the man and helped stop the bleeding by bandaging his wound. The king stayed with the injured man throughout the night, providing him water and care. By morning, the wounded man was much better, and he explained that he was, in fact, an enemy of the king. He had come to kill the king, but was attacked by the king's bodyguards instead. Seeing the king's kindness in saving his life, he pledged loyalty and begged for the king's forgiveness. After this, the king was preparing to leave when the hermit finally spoke. He said, "The best time to do each thing is now. The present moment is the only time we have control over. The past is gone, and the future is not here yet. We must live mindfully in the present. The most important person to work with is the person who is right in front of you. You never know what role they might play in your life." In this case, the man the king had helped was once his enemy, but in helping him, he turned into a friend. The most important thing to do is to do good for others. By helping those in need, you align with your highest purpose, no matter the circumstances. This story, shared by Thich Nhat Hanh, beautifully illustrates the core principles of mindfulness: being present, recognizing the importance of those around you, and always striving to act with kindness and compassion. These lessons are timeless and apply to everyone, regardless of their position or power. Thich Nhat Hanh uses this story to teach that we can find peace and meaning in each moment when we are mindful and compassionate, something central to his philosophy of engaged Buddhism.